Good morning, police emergency. How may I assist you?
Good evening and welcome to Ghana Police Watch. This is the first program of 2019. May I take the opportunity to wish all our viewers a happy and prosperous new year and sincere gratitude, of course, for making Ghana Police Watch the most watched current affairs television program in Ghana. The past year has been truly memorable, and we have covered some really engaging events and issues on crime prevention and policing in Ghana. Tonight, we present highlights from the current series to remind all of us of the issues and lessons learned. But before then, a special news report. IGP Mr. David Asante-Pietu paid a courtesy call on National Chief Imam Sheikh Osman Nuhu Shaributu.
We are happy that you are appreciated.
This turned out to be a significant, if not historic, visit in the wake of the tensions generated by Reverend Owusu Bempeh's claimed prophecy.
To this, it epitomizes a leader who is for peace for this country.
Of the Chief Imam's demise this year. IGP highly commended the Chief Imam's call for peace and his proactive steps for calm, which gave a true meaning to the saying that security is a shared responsibility.
The Chief Imam's daughter. Take care of
I would like to say a big thank you to the Chief Imam. And now to some of the highlights of the current series. This is Amasaman on the outskirts of Accra. It's morning, barely past dawn, but the congestion on this major road is heavy and most of the vehicles are moving at snail pace and at some point at a standstill. It's morning rush hour, as you can expect. People are making their way into Accra. And as usual, this is what they have to deal with. There's a heavy vehicular congestion right here on the road. This is what we call the Pokwasi U-turn. It becomes really, really notorious because you're having all these vehicles moving from this direction into Accra, and then at the U-turn, you have another set of vehicles that are making a U-turn. When they get to this point, you'd realize that some of the vehicles would have to be stopped. What we're seeing right now are vehicles that are coming all the way from as far as Kumasi, making their way into Accra. What tends to happen is that at this time of the morning, you're having heavy vehicular congestion.
In actual fact, this is a major stretch. They are mainly coming from the hinterland, as far as Burkina.
Oh. Okay.
Northern part of Ghana, as well as Techima, Kumasi, right down to Nkoko, in Saom. It goes very far. So we make sure we are on grounds to decongest as early as possible. As early as 5 a.m., the congestion starts. We need to be on hands to make sure we are managing it effectively. We are only coping with the situation until it's fixed.
Do you think the way you're managing it is helping?
Of course. Without our presence, the congestion, because without our presence, you realize that the road users will be driving on the shoulders of the road. A lot of them even take to the other side of the road. That is very free. The opposite lane.
Really?
They face oncoming vehicles. Without our presence, that is exactly what happens on ground.
We are the Ghana Standard Sport traffic lights. It is another major intersection here in the city of Accra. Why? Because we have vehicles coming all the way from Eburi, sometimes as far as Koforidua and Dodowa, all joining the stretch at Adenta and making their way here. There are also vehicles coming from Hacho, and they make their way, join the main road and make their way to the Central Business District. But when you get to this point, you're having vehicles that are coming from Ashaleboche, from Maijom, and Medina, and several other parts of the city, making their way to this point to join this highway, and then they can continue into the Central Business District. And so you have the traffic lights that tends to control. Sometimes it's not, the traffic light doesn't efficiently control or manage the situation, so you tend to have the MTTD officials here to try to intervene and make the traffic flow. Ghana Police has announced that it is breaking up a major car snatching syndicate operating across the country.
These are some of the cars we've been able to retrieve from these robbers, and most of the cars are Toyota vehicles, 4x4, and this is what they prefer to steal because to them it is already in the system.
The important question is, how do they operate?
They try to trail you right from the traffic to your house. They lay ambush. And when you come home, they attack you with their weapon, take the car away from you, and move the car from the vicinity all the way to Tamale. That is where they have their shops.
The drivers take the vehicles to Tamale, most times using remote and unauthorized routes, meandering across the country to avoid detection and arrest.
They have their spraying shop and tax the sprayers to respray the car.
The gang has dedicated drivers who, like the mechanics, welders and sprayers, are all essential members of the syndicate.
If the car is an already registered car, they also have their accomplices. They work things out, the modalities out, and then change the number plate of the car, the roadworthy of the car. And if the car is also already unregistered, then they go ahead, register the car, and then resold these cars into the market.
Aminu Bawa is a key suspect and alleged financier of the syndicate. The next story is also about car snatching, but the modus operandi is different and cunning. The trend is increasing and worrying. These criminals use deception and doping of their victims to ensure they seize the cars. They'll go to bar stations or taxi ranks and pretend to be interested in hiring a vehicle. If you agree to rent out your vehicle, they would request that you drive to Accra Mall, where they intend to pick up somebody for the trip. Mr. Ike Abaka, Chief Superintendent, District Commander, Airport, picks up the story about these criminals.
The method they use is very simple. These criminals go to the taxi ranks and then trotro stations, pretending they want to hire the services of a driver or a taxi cab. Then when they get him, they send him to Accra Mall. Pretending that some of the people they are going to pick are there. So he goes in, comes back with a juice and said, oh, the people are coming, so you just take this juice whilst we prepare. As soon as the driver and the mate take it, they go off, and then the vehicles are taken away.
Accra Mall is a convenient location due to the fact that there is usually a lot of activity going on which can distract from the operation. But this can happen anywhere. The criminals usually target drivers of newly registered Toyota, Mini and Sprinter buses. The doping of the victim through spiking of drinks is dangerous and can have a long-term effect on the health of the victim.
It's serious. Sometimes the driver will be out for 2 or 3 days. And even when they come to report the cases here, you can see they are still intoxicated. So I don't know the kind of substance they put in it.
Because the person administering or adding the drug to it is not a professional, his intention is to snatch the vehicle from the person or rob the person or assault the person. He just asks a certain quantity he feels is okay, but that could be dangerous to the person. And also the person could be allergic to the drug. If we're even prescribed drugs, we have people who are allergic to even paracetamol and even anti-malarial treatment. So if the person is allergic to it, it may lead to his death. They are often colorless, odorless, and tasteless. So it's difficult for you to detect it when it is added. They even use syringes and just inject a little bit of it into it. So it is important that you are careful receiving drinks from people you don't know.
I believe the criminals know we are on their heels, so they might locate to other jurisdictions. So the advice is that everybody should be mindful and to be very careful.
Trelido, the ultimate crime barrier.
When you haven't felt the weapon, don't try anything. Position, vomit. Yes, sir. That's one.
Unfortunately, crime happens when we least expect it, and for most of us, it can happen anywhere and at any time. When it happens, or better still, when it strikes, we need help. And who best to call than the police, the body mandated by our constitution to protect citizens at all times. When crime strikes though, do you know the police emergency number to call? In a previous program of Ghana Police Watch, we went out and about to find out how many people knew or could remember the police emergency number, and the results, we are sorry to say, were not very good. What is the police emergency number?
911.
What is the police emergency number?
Can call 199.
I don't think it's 911.
No.
This is very embarrassing.
What if you are in an emergency?
911?
No.
111.
911.
No.
199.
No. 191 and 18555.
A lady picked up, and then he took every details where I live and all that. Someone will get in touch with me. In less than few minutes, a gentleman also called and was like, I should give him the specific area where I live.
Good evening, madam. This is police patrol team. Yeah, we are at Frafraha around Just King's Hotel. Can you please give a direction to your residence? Okay. Okay, we are coming right away. When you are finding any difficulties, we'll call you again. So be by our phone, okay? Okay.
A second patrol team also called and was like, they want to find out exactly where my location is. And I gave them the direction.
We'll be with you very soon. Don't worry, okay?
The armed robber decided to make a run for it.
So within 15 minutes, I had about 3 patrol teams in the house.
Wow.
With 3 different cars in the house.
Within 15 minutes?
Within 15 minutes they were in the house. And
within 15 minutes from when you placed the first call?
First call, exactly. They were in the house. And because my place is the naming of the street, it makes it very easier for them to locate the house.
So when the police officers came to your house, you said about 15 of them, were they all police officers?
They were all police officers and some in a military attire.
All right, that must have been the Operation Calm Life team. And then what happened? What sort of questions did they ask you?
They entered, and you know, because my compound, they all came out from their rooms and were all outside. So they actually went around the house to check. So one noticed the fingerprints of the whoever came there. Yes, they saw fingerprints there. So they took all those details, and then they advised my landlord to take some security measures in the house because the wall is a bit short. So he should just make sure that he puts some measures in place to prevent them being able to enter the house.
Now, before you dialed 18555, how confident were you that you were going to actually get assistance?
Okay, with the 18555, I have dialed it before. So I was like, well, let me try. So I actually believed they will really pick up.
The first time you dialed, you said you dialed it before.
Yes, some years back.
Yeah, what happened that time?
That time, there wasn't any prompt response compared to now, because giving directions was a bit difficult because there wasn't any street naming and all that. So directing the person to your house, you have to use either a kiosk, pass through somebody's house, and all those things. But I think now the street naming also helped in giving directions to the police.
So in the first instance when you called the 18555, how did that conversation go?
Well, with the 18345,
the years prior,
they weren't professional.
When you say they weren't professional?
Yeah, they weren't professional. The person who picked, I can recall that very, very well. Madam kasa yentem.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, please, I can't speak loud because whoever it is now or around, I can't really speak loud. And because but this time around, this person was very polite and was like, calm down, calm down, you just give us a direction. And then the second person that called actually was so professional. So when I was giving him the direction and all, he was like, I told him that the police officers, the patrol team are calling me. And they said, oh, madam, you just hold on. Let me get every details. Because if they are able to enter and then we don't have all these details, the patrol team wouldn't be able to locate your house. But if I have these details and then even they enter and the police officers are calling, the patrol teams are calling, and they can't even
get your phone.
At least they have the specific directions to the house. So he was really, really professional.
All right. And the reason why, I must say, the reason why we're getting a much better response from the police is because the Emergency Command Center has been revamped, and we've showed it on Ghana Police Watch previously. And so there are a lot more people, they're more professional, they're better trained, and they attend more quickly.
This is the way we wanted to be. This is the way we wanted to be. I wanna be a rover. I wanna be a rover. I wanna be a rover. This is the way we wanted to be.
I am so proud of you. Come for yourself. You represent a position in the Ghana Police Service that perhaps some of you do not have the idea. You are the image of the Ghana Police Service. Who are out there. Your interaction with anybody in the street will send the message about the Ghana Police Service. It is our vision to become a world-class police organization. Have you heard it before?
Yes, sir!
A world-class police organization that is capable of delivering a planned, democratic, peaceful, and protective service to the people of this country up to the standards of international best practice. This time around, in this world of social media, what has become very important about police service is that how do you communicate to the people? Communication. Huh? Communication. When we are able to overcome that challenge, it's the people who will send a message and say that this is a world-class police organization. The visitor who came, whether a criminal or not a criminal, you have to treat that person with civility. But in your mind, you know what you are doing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
After all, if you are able to get the criminal to the courts for him to be prosecuted, convicted, and sentenced in a very professional manner, that's all we want. That is all we want. So, if in the course of your work you suspect somebody, it does not even matter. You can even salute that person, but you know what you are going to do at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
One morning on a Sunday, I was driving around Laboni, and then suddenly I saw, I don't know the number, almost about 40 motorbikes. And I said, wow, who are these? And I saw some of you guys riding through the community. And I was so proud. I was so elated that, wow, this thing is cool. It's a show of confidence. It is a proof that the community is being protected by you. So your training didn't end there. Whilst you are here, you have to take one day of the week. Do some normal exercise. Come and park your bike somewhere. Take one jurisdiction, one division at a time. So after you've done your walk or whatever, come on your motorbike and then ride through the division. Let the people know that you are around to protect them.
Bail is a temporary release of a suspect from police custody pending further investigations or court appearance. What are the conditions for bail? What are the rights of the suspect, and how do they go about securing bail? Is bail free, or do you have to pay for it? Just a few questions we are being asked going about making this important program. Considering the importance of bail to our justice system and indeed all citizens, we went out and about to sample some opinions, especially from young people. Is police bail free?
From what I know, I think you don't have to pay, but they do take money.
So bail is not free?
No, I don't think you need to pay for a bail.
Some stations don't take money, but some take money.
The bail is free, but depending on the crime.
The bail is not free. You pay.
Bail is free.
Bail is free.
Bail at every level in criminal prosecution is free.
You don't need to pay when, let's say, you are in custody and somebody has to come and pay before you are released on bail.
Bail is free. It must be devoid of all fees and charges. But from these responses, it is very clear that a lot more public education is needed to ensure that the law is upheld in all situations and circumstances.
I think it's a matter of education, that the public somehow don't know that bail is free.
We are in the rural town of Anyirawase in Ho West, Volta region. At the police station, a young man is being brought in by 2 police officers having been arrested for public order offense.
We arrest basically on 2 points. One is we arrest on reasonable suspicion that a person might have committed a crime. That is one. And we also arrest when a person has actually been seen committing a crime.
The station is run by Superintendent Felicia Ayesu, former district commander at Nima Police Station in Accra.
Compare Anyanawasi to Nima, there is a great difference. There is vast difference. It is quiet. It's quiet.
The young man is interviewed by an investigator who clearly spells out his rights and takes a caution statement.
Do you know the reason why you are brought here?
No, please.
A case of assault was reported against you by one Kwesi Konjima. Do you know him?
Yes, please.
The statement he can write himself if he can read and write, or the investigator can write for him. But the position of the law is that if you write for him, you have to read it back for him before he signs it.
You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so. But whatever you say will be taken down in writing and may be given in evidence. You are also reminded of your right to consult a counsel of your own choice.
Thank you.
It is not every accused person who can afford the services of a lawyer. So the state have this legal aid scheme that goes to the aid of people, of accused persons who cannot afford the services of lawyers, and is supposed to be free. The law is that you must earn less than the minimum wage.
26082.
Sometimes they can write, but they can sign. But most of the time, what we see is that when they can write, they also thumbprint. But some of the people, although they can write, they can sign.
Generally, in our Ghanaian context, what are the kinds of cases that even go to the police station? Quite a significant percentage from my own research, as well as other research I'm acquainted with, cases involving stealing. And if you look at crime statistics also, stealing, not even stealing of very, on a large scale. Large scale, you often get robbery, but stealing, petty stealing, debt recovery issues, contractual problems between family members, assault. So you can say it's in a category of minor to less serious crimes. These are the kinds of cases that go there. Now, it also appears, and if ask any lawyer who goes to any police station often, it appears that people seek personal vendettas, and revenge. So I'll report you to the police.
Immediately he says, no, I didn't say this. By law, you are supposed to take it out. That is what you do. And normally, with police statement, we don't, if he disagrees, the portion that he disagrees on, you don't cancel. We have a way of cancelling by circling it, circling both sides. When you circle both sides, it means that it is not accepted.
In detention, the young man is made to see a senior officer who further reviews the case. It is almost 48 hours since the young man was arrested, the period the police is allowed to hold a suspect before they can be bailed or taken to court.
With the advent of the 1992 Constitution, by Article 14, Clause 3, it is a mandatory provision that we can't keep the person, the suspect, for more than 48 hours in our custody.
In the wisdom of the lawmaker, the police cannot detain over and above 48 hours. It should be within the 48 hours. There is a law, and we must comply with the law.
Either you grant the suspect bail or you arrange him before a court for a determination.
The young man wants bail, and the police see no reason why not.
What we call police bail generally falls within the category of conditions of bail we would call recognizances. And these are more or less conditions under which a person would be given his or her liberty, one who has been suspected of having committed an offense but is allowed to go home, and not be kept in a police station, falls under that category. But generally it is within a certain constitutional philosophy and of course human rights that a person should have his or her liberty and should not be unduly restrained. So within that context, police bail, which occurs at the level of the police, who are the primary, of course, law enforcement agency. When somebody has committed an offense, they look at the circumstances. It should be possible for the police to say, okay, you go home while we conduct our investigations, but under certain conditions.
At times, a person may voluntarily submit himself to the police on a charge made against him by a complainant. Then the person will be kept in cells. You may be looking for the investigator. You'll be told that the investigator has gone to court. Meanwhile, he hasn't gone to any court.
Because of the lack of proper vital statistics on people, house addresses and all of that, the police are forced to always keep people in detention because the flight risk is high. They fear that if they let you go, they may not get you again. And often the complainant is central to the investigation as well as the accused person. They can get the complainant, that person has his or her freedom, but they're always worried about the suspect and feel they can't get you.
The person becomes jittery, he becomes frustrated. The person who has been arrested becomes jittery, he becomes frustrated and wants his liberty. So when it comes to that, that is where we have some of the major abuses. And some of our men, I also say that they take advantage of the situation, the vulnerability of the person, so that if you don't do this, you remain there. It happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Unfortunately, there are times that the suspect is intimidated.
Sometimes the individual arrested also will call his people that, go and look, it has happened to me before, go and look for money. Because by all means, the police may not even be thinking of collecting it. But it seems to have become a norm. It has become a practice that once you are taken into custody, you have to look for money to pay to get your liberty. But that is not the case.
Immediately you are told, go to the cells. Then your family members may come and plead for bail, as if the bail is for sale. It is not for sale.
I've heard reports that police officers have actually taken the cash and released the people. What we've not been able to get, and it's just following up with those respondents, is, was the money returned to you? Yes, that question is left unanswered.
Do you have anybody who will come and stand as a surety for you?
Yes, I have.
An uncle is contacted and he is prepared to come to the station and do just that.
On the bail bond, there is amount that is put there that in case the suspect or the accused do not appear as and when is needed, we are supposed to extreat the bail bond so that the surety will be made to pay the money.
The bail bond is duly signed and the young man is released temporarily from police custody. Unfortunately, many suspects find it difficult to find people who are prepared and qualified to stand as surety for them. Sometimes, and in some instances, help may come from unscrupulous persons known as bail contractors. We encountered some bail contractors during the course of making this program, but they were not prepared to be interviewed on camera. We were, however, allowed to film a revealing testimony incognito.
If they put your brother for insider, then I go bail him. See, that be the thing that they do. You see, I get people, but some of the people to Charlie, them be bad people. They go take your money, then go run away. Then go ask for some papers. I get them for here. Some documents they here, the land titles, whatever, rents, whatever. I get all the documents. We are going to standing as guarantee. Give your brother.
Oh yes, I am aware of bail contractors. I even have personally had to advise a client who fell prey to a bail contractor years ago, and that bail contractor supposedly brought in fake land documents to stand surety for this person, became another matter. Graciously, the court saw the fraud that had been perpetrated. The police could not locate the bail contractor again, and so my client got his freedom, but of course with a very stern warning from the judge.
Chief Inspector Joseph Q. Amenya is in charge of Maijong Police Station.
This area is a developing area, so mostly is middle class people that comes here. People that are living on people's lands, quarters mostly. The commonly cases that comes here are break-ins, assault, and maybe some land cases, especially causing damage to people's property. Are the cases that commonly come here these days. For robbery, it's a long time we've recorded robbery due to our efforts of patrolling the community. We've been advising the community to form neighborhood watch committees, and we also go to their various resident association meetings to educate them on security issues, how to maintain their personal security, in addition to what we provide for them.
The issue of paying for bail comes up.
Yes, bail is absolutely free.
We are adopting the modern method of late, formerly looking at the normal police methods that we used to do. If somebody comes to the police station, we do not have time. But now with the reforms and the transformation agenda, we have been taught a lot how to be courteous to our clients. So normally when they come to the charge office, we attend to them and give them all the necessary assistance that they want. After they make the complaint, they are being directed to whoever is responsible. If they have to be handed over to an investigator just takes over the statements taken. If the scene has to be visited, he has to go to the scene. If it's burglary, an investigator has to go to the scene with the complainant before a statement can be taken, so that they'll be very sure of what is on the ground. I think it is hard time. We all have to change our way of working. We have to know that we are not boss over anybody. We are only enforcing the law.
The issue of paying for bail comes up.
At this station, bail is free and devoid of all fees and charges. With my experience, I think without the public, the police cannot do so much. We always have to be working hand in hand with the public. It is the public that lives with the criminals. And if they decide not to tell us who they live with, that they think they have dodgy behaviors, we cannot also work. We have to be friends to the public, so that anytime they have any information, they can come to us, and then we can also make good use of the information they have.
Tema Port, one of the critical nerve centers in Ghana's economy. Chief Inspector Cosmos Bagelyere runs the Ports and Harbours Police Station.
We handle everybody fairly. We treat everybody equally. Bail actually is totally free. When a case is reported and a suspect is arrested, we don't collect anything. It is free. Whether in kind or cash, is free.
Even if I walk through the valley of death, I know the fear. Every day be your guide.
So you can see one is stopped at the traffic light. It's obvious that everybody else has seen the commotion, that something has happened.
Yeah.
And that almost got knocked down.
Exactly.
Michael Jones says, I was disappointed in the behavior of passers-by in the road traffic robbery. I saw a similar thing happening in India, and a passer-by smashed the motor guy with his car. Instantly, the other one panicked. Thank you, Michael, for this moment of bravery. But as our expert cautioned, you have to be careful what action you take in such dangerous situations. Saving your life and that of others is paramount. The police set up its own private security operations directorate in February 2017, which has since then been having regular consultations with the private security operators.
A lot of sensitization went on. We had a lot of discussions with their executives of the PSOs, and we also had a forum where we invited them for an in-depth discussion on the matter. And it turned out that even some of the properly licensed companies were really in favor, because there were other people who were not properly licensed, and because there was no regulation as to the type of uniform, they get their uniforms and they are handy to start operating.
Then came the important announcement that henceforth all private security personnel in the country will wear a standard uniform distinguished only by their company's badge and insignia. This initiative has won a lot of praises for Ghana Police Service.
The uniforms are three. We have the white and the ash khaki trousers. The ash khaki trousers, we have the white stripe by the side. The second one also cream shirts and brown khaki trousers. The critical features you see on all of these uniforms are that the top is the same color of the stripe you see by the trousers, so that you cannot use the white top over the brown khaki trousers. The differentiation will be that your company badges will be different. The person wearing it will have its name, their names in it, so it will be difficult for anybody to impersonate the other person. As we speak now, we have 263 private security organizations licensed, duly licensed, and are operating legally.
There's also a decision to come out with a training manual, which we've undergone through several reviews, and also established a training school where they will be trained before they are deployed to their various places.
This is fairly standard across a lot of countries globally. So if you go in the West, security officers will typically go through standard training, standard certification. An ID card will be issued to the security officer, so he belongs to a particular sector.
I want us to look at this video. After watching the video, what are some of the things we should learn from it?
I think that the video we are seeing, there's also an accident that could have been prevented or avoided. This is a major intersection,
right? And
there are two vehicles. As to whose mistake was it, for now, it is irrelevant.
Okay.
But I also believe that if the drivers or the motorists had been a little patient.
But what I've observed in this country, or I've noticed in this country, is that when the traffic light is even working, and it goes, this country is the other way around. It goes red, and then I think yellow, and then green or something. You see drivers speeding. And so if you take the traffic light in front of the Jubilee House, there are usually major accidents there because drivers are speeding just to go through. And so if we would all be more observant and, you know, probably take notice of hazards in front of us, these things would have been avoided. We realized the traffic lights were off. And so why should the traffic lights be off? We don't know. Should they have been off? We don't know. And so I would say that my expectations are that those who man these traffic lights should make sure that every morning, every evening, there are people who drive around inspecting and making sure the traffic lights are not working. Because remember, we are losing too many lives on our roads, more than any disease at all could have.
Trelido, the ultimate crime barrier.
Police ni biya o se police atare biya nso no a onye MTT di ni ana se MTT uni etimi ko gina kwan so aye police check check driving license ni police papers ana aye emra se police for operation omo timi ko gina careful ana be post ana se sane so ya pese ye hu baby kura omo eso mu gina na omo ye police check no atomic roundabout because yenam La Paz to Domiko Abinya. ɛhɔ no at times edu baabi a ayɛ na police no deɛ fa titi mu a yɛ na ɛha dan ɛha paa because yɛtumi park wo car obi biara koraa bɛyɛ collect koraa mpo na still yɛbɛtumi detail waa patron last no ɛwɔ sɛ wohoro nsa ho ansa na yɛgya meanwhile no na wasɛ w'adwuma nyinaa
mam bi sɛ wasɛm bi woyɛ driver mboa police stop wa ɛdɛn na ma wobɔhu ɔkyɛko papers ayɛ a wobɔhu obi biara correct a wobɛbɔhu yes police wɔ kwan sɛ anka obi check wɔ ha wotu duru akora na obi so gyina ɔbɛsan check wo wankasa wo safety ntia yɛ problem bebree yɛ ehu a ɛyɛ ɛne mmara na yɛnkasa yɛn pɛ sɛ yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma ɛno so yɛ one na me no mo kasa ma mo opportunity sɛ me kan asɛm kakra nkyerɛ mo driver for sign ana ɔka wo na de car ma wo obisa wo license mako pɛ bebree a mo ka car so mo nya drivers bebree om ka car so mo nya drivers bebree wo so wo ha license ekuta om ka no anya ka om ka wo license na ekuta om me boa try me ba ana bebree so wo ha car na ka sa ekuta mo nim se ho ya office enti wo mu office enti car papers no ewu a ayo masa na so ye okwa obeka cha so sika nu wonto kobra o ye kakransa but ye chiwa o masa ye nchi ne bi sakautu na si form sa masa car paper ewu wanya na me nkwadwuma akoba ye na so mo problem se enna se wan kwadwuma ne ye gika na wan driver for be fa chira kwaje car na enti de bia no omo advantage o mo so ya chiwo so a driver car na ba je ne car ko we be face law no. Why don't we tell them that this is my office, respect your office? Yeah, do you say what your office on the part? One face says uncle one day, I didn't see. I'm not going to say a problem. Me wa. Ati akwan bia so no. Me ba. Akwan bia so no. I was so say niam me asem wa eni wo ka no a wo ye den wo problem. O license roadwork and insurance. San you me say it goes with a driver everywhere. Sabaku kura free ma accident insurance in few. Uni license insurance in few. Who license uni roadwork insurance in few. Who license roadwork baku nya insurance in few. But make sure she say drivers is sign. Me can say driver bia drivers is sign. No me dey but oh say see oh me hu yipo. And to car no you never checked. Ko jina ha. No I could tell to me kaba. I don't know what's because so we ha police in down any back we are pie we are obeying offenses very 10 and to course you know discover which is wrong. So road ready okay na was so fa kwan so to fa kwan ba bia this make na check ba bia carve no mu no udra so to bo me boa so want to boy your offense enti sem John want to bu na mgina wa my body sanka o gina ha na wo see highway na me ba o see highway na hu sa oba aka wo tai nya wo fa obekwakofa
am say me dey me wo do me kwa benya kwan so a enti me hawo nyina yo ho eye do me market etimi police force o mo be gina ho no mo say from heavy do to Adeshima Bank and a straight police engine no was a police in Wakote. But just side say well any paramount to turn them and no trying to confess a cabby. Begina. Would I and then know the Wabajina from what actual. I didn't think one in a home my own. So all yet Juma. Yeah, units from my judgment. When you know how my own is all yet Juma. I said, what's that trap? What's that trap? What's that trap?
Driving rules, you know. Okay, how about the original? Yeah, say so original. Yet, I make us maybe some say. I want parking place behind here. And even hard or many sort of. But this all see what on man. I was so poor, I want buy like cost on any mobile. What can I do? That's how you swear I won't pay. Much of woman so pay. Oh, baby. I promise you, no bus stop.
Bus stop.
If you no parking, keep no stopping. No waiting. No. But you won't man so man, you be see baby. Oh. When you say the whole time no bus. But as someone who said, but you would know. I don't know who buy and say, we don't put that you for car with you, and our passenger now for car or see for you, or coffee you are from you.
Yo. Yes, yeah, that's it.
In the second quarter, atomic runabout. I just Sunday, and now we press you for Emma. And coming to move my ATS said, police for the motor checker, DVL and Nika home. Police inspector come ne omo kan ho ba we do obekọ ebu an concept mienu miensa no o ma cheche ba ku gina ha omo bi e bo 10 anu omko ebe 12 to 1 no ma sa ba wo ha na ya fro ya chi ya de ko obekọ no enye bibia ho ye si no ho so bus stop ni ho ye nya bus stop wo ho ye nya bus stop ho no wo gina ya o se wo gina kwan bus stop ni kwan so baby ye gina so a must at so what the pavement block at to baby at it so fine as a otradia only parent track na ma cheno you want no report about you want me say hona me metie da bia me hu oh na ban say na mo see DVL me be police for be motor check na DVL ni ka ho na police pata na any police for me no problem come motor check man ye
yo men ka so mo no aye genuine policemen aya small mo anase omo ka say yo madwuma. I don't say that because me nye preview to it. But say you cross ya assign to that duty in there. Say you shot nipa. We shot personals.
And yes oh.
Enti baby anka first so benya nipa 10 no. Say there wo so wunja wo ya wo bebre ayeso yen fa police for bebre. Ya so wote. Enti that one I cannot defend so much. Me parke me call leave 2 weeks na mchi me trotro. Utima abate mesi wa ha me si wuda sanya bus stopper wugina ha wo stop me fa wuda because ye mfa nipa wo ho as me says
Bonya
wow me ko cha mutie esasa man fa no wa ha obi be fa no anti no gina ho anya sa aka nipa ko be nanti akoba bi a bus stop wo na obeka kire am se baby a bus stop na mu wadodo akwan so si yase ya flyovers na ya nya bi wo ha ya chichem ya wo sente ye no enti technician no ye kwan no anonim nia eye e wo kwan so na oye but yeso ya adwe se baby a npa be gina bia no ye be fa no wo fa no so am so police mechew enti ya ma passengers fo hu nia e wo so omo ye. When you say passengers for the man with problem pa. What the police in Pejari sape. Ko am ha do the men gina. Na shum wo ko si am na wo ba police na da so gina ho. Na wa chew. Passengers no mu nimu biom. Enti masa, wo adwuma mu mra mani hian na ye ne sane ese. Anya bus stop a munya madwen. Mefa no ye de mra na ye adwuma. Ye sese mra no de ye adwuma. Enti si yase anya bus stop nkoa dia wo gina ho a e wo se me de mra ye adwuma but anya me ana me ye bus stop me nim sent ye ni ho ya da mo pa adwuma no e be koso
awrade
wo ma ya beba e ye series no mo ye e ye series enti yanya ho se ye hia mo amusumu hia mo ya kabu me be ye ya beba ni atuache ho adwen se de be ya asomdwe beba ya da mase
Thanks for watching and good night.